My mom left me $150,000, but my brother took it to keep it safe.
That story is the first of 3 fans submitted inheritance stories that we're covering today.
And John, we're going to try to guess who lost the inheritance and which fan actually kept the money.
Let's go.
One of these people might be rich.
Ooh.
So sniff out the rich, the richie, the money. So I, 35 female, have been living through a series of unfortunate events ever since my mom passed away the morning of New Year's Eve, 1999. By the way, this comes from Courtney on the r/OK storytime subreddit. My mom, Jolyn, 40 at the time of death, was my best friend and the only gentle parental figure I would ever have in my life. She could start a conversation with absolutely anyone about anything. She was that waitress who remembered your name, your mom's name, your dog's name, and your exact order.
Wow.
I can't even remember my own name.
Yeah. It was just her and I for as long as I could remember, though she did have 2 children in a previous marriage. Brian, 45 male, is 11 years older, and Danny, 43 male, is 7 years older than me. That's important for later, so remember that. Remember that.
Don't forget.
They chose to go live with their dad because of the tumultuous relationship they had with our mother, which I found out about later. While we had the same mom, we had completely different relationships with her. In their experience, her boyfriends were always awful to them, while in my experience, she always protected me. She continuously had poor taste in men, and that's a huge fault I found in her as a parent. But at least in the end, she married for money, and my stepdad was only financially abusive.
There we go.
Hey, that's a win.
Lower the list. Lower the list.
I guess that's a win. Wait, what does financially abusive mean? I guess that means
Dance
more
for these
like
ones.
Yeah.
Gotta dance for this.
He left my mom and I to live in our trailer on his property until my mom could afford to get us out of there. The night before New Year's Eve, my brother Brian called me and said our mom was in an accident and he would be there soon to take care of me. I then found out she had died. I was devastated. That's like one tragedy after another. At this point, I had heard nothing about an inheritance. Right, we're getting to it here. I kind of forgot.
I was so enthralled with Courtney's story that I'm just like, oh, we're just here. We're just listening to the story.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
It's sad. It's sad, but
I mean, who would think of that as the first thing?
I don't even know if I would get inheritance. I think that would be like so far from my mind.
Yeah.
But maybe it's on like rich kids' minds. At this point, I heard nothing about an inheritance. Where did this leave 11-year-old me, you ask? Well, the options were presented to me as I could either live with my father, who I had only met once in my life, the previous summer before my mom died, or my oldest brother, Brian.
Because they're like 11 years older than.
I see you. Put I see you in the chat if you see where this is going. Do you I see?
I don't know if I see you.
I see. Do you want me to show you my conspiracy theory in my head?
Lay it out.
I think OP does stand to inherit some money. Goes and lives with the brother, and the brother's like, you're too small and little to really understand how to manage this money. Let me take it over.
Too small.
You don't know what to do with 150K. I do.
One had step and half siblings, while the other a path free from strict parental controls, the brother. But still missing my mom, I sought the nuclear family life, which led me to my dad and unfortunately, my evil stepmom, making you clean the chimney. And
get a ride in the pumpkin.
That sounds weird.
It is Halloween.
It is Halloween. Yeah, ride the pumpkin. After horrible treatment from my stepmom, I was finally told that I would be going to visit my brothers in Arizona. So I packed a bag with all the things I couldn't leave without. And the very next night, my father packed me up in a truck without saying a word to anyone in the house and dropped me off in Tucson. So just shipped OP up.
God.
Courtney's just now at her brother's. Man sucks.
That is
sucks.
crazy.
Yeah. At my brother's, Brian quickly noticed how manipulative my stepmom was when I got there. She was screening our phone calls and unhooking the phone so it would ring as a busy signal for hours. Trying to make return plans was seemingly impossible, which was fine with me. But I guess OP was having such a terrible home life.
Yeah, it's like, do I even want to go back there?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ultimately, after a conversation between my brother and father, my father granted limited guardianship to Brian. Brian is the stepbrother.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah, the other stepbrother.
Right, Fia?
Brother.
Brother.
Oh, half brother.
Half brother. Yeah. Brian, however, complained, saying it wasn't enough and that he should be getting full custody as he had me full time. My father refused, only allowing the minimum to enroll me into school and get other basic needs like healthcare and food stamps. Well, here is where the inheritance comes
Here we
in.
go.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Why we're here.
Why we're here. The money. A few years go by, and my brother was the only stable adult in my life. He helped me get a job, buy my first car, etc. But the year before I turned 18, my brother asked me about the money mom left me after she died. What money? I had no idea what he was talking about. He said, your father must still have it.
No.
I don't like that.
No.
I don't like
Papa
that.
took the money.
I don't like that.
He doesn't like that.
Absent father?
I mean,
Yeah.
he put her in a truck and dropped her off in Arizona.
Well, now he's absent. He was kind of there. For the truck ride.
Transportation father?
Yeah.
He's
Uber
on and
father.
off.
Uber father.
Uber father.
Uber
Yeah.
father. So he called my dad and he said the money was in an interest savings account and he wanted to keep it there for as long as possible until I needed it.
Okay, gambling is not an interest savings account.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Okay.
It's called blackjack.
Yeah. Have you heard of it?
Super high yields when I play.
As good as TD Ameritrade
Yeah.
or any of those high interest yield savings accounts.
Yeah.
My brother was not happy about that. Brian said, I deserve to have that money at 18 so I could move out and start college. Seems like Brian's kind of advocating for it.
Yeah. I mean, so far, it seems that Brian has been also at what, 22 or so?
No, because now Brian is what 7
years
or 11
older,
years older,
and she's,
Right.
and she's 18,
17.
so it's like 25.
He's a good bit older
25
now.
to 27.
But so far, it seems like he's been a caregiver she's had since her mom.
I can't imagine
guessing.
taking care of a 17-year-old right now. That'd be crazy.
Like a kid brother?
A kid brother.
If I had to take care of one of my kid brothers, that'd be
Oh,
crazy.
Yeah, you kind of know what that's
Yeah.
like.
yeah.
you think you could do it
Right
now?
I kind of
Right now.
right now.
right now?
mm,
Show up at your doorstep.
I wouldn't want to, but I would have to.
They argued back and forth about it, but eventually my dad caved and signed over the money. Let's go, WW.
Good, I hope.
After which, Brian and I agreed to put it in a joint savings account so it could build interest.
Mm.
He called it my future nest.
Aw.
That's cute. That's cute. I kind of want a little picture of that with like some doves that you could sing to
That are made of money.
while you're no longer scrubbing the floors. Brian helped me deposit a portion of my paycheck each month. For a time, everything was perfect. I was on track to graduate early, was looking at applying for grants, moving in with my boyfriend, let's go, and on my way to having a debt-free college education. This is great. Nothing could go wrong. Nothing.
I know there's a but.
There's a but.
It's gonna be
There's
a big
but. But the thing is, I think we kind of all like big butts because they make the story
Can I lie?
fun, and we cannot lie.
Oh, Reddit stories. Yeah.
Yeah, Reddit story butts.
So we're just talking
I
about.
only like one big butt.
Yeah. Which butt do you like? John, I have a girlfriend fry.
I'm John, I have a girlfriend fry. So you infer
You know.
from there.
Sam's.
But then one night, my boyfriend and I got into a huge fight after he found my friend's. It's spelled.
I didn't know that's how Courtney spelled it.
That's so great, Courtney.
I
I've
liked
never
it.
seen
I
that.
kept it in.
Try to make us not get demonetized.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Shout
this is just
out
a round
Courtney.
of applause for Courtney.
At least helping us keep our money.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't know what happened with yours, but she's helping us keep our
the biggest saint on
Biggest
planet
thing,
Earth.
yeah, there we
Truly.
go. She had asked me to hold on to. I didn't even use it, and he threw me out.
Oh.
That feels like a little bit like too intense.
Yeah, I'd be like, yo, can you pass that?
Yeah. Yo, let me take a big
You know what I
hit.
mean?
But this is probably like in a time where weed wasn't legal.
Yeah.
I moved back in with my brother, but then my ex told my brother what happened. Brian tested me, and when it came up hot for THC, he kicked. Wait.
Courtney was living with her boyfriend at the time. That's who kicked her out.
Don't
was
look
that?
in the bathroom. I got an
Window.
animal in there.
Actually,
What is that? Wait,
Don't
there's-
look in there.
Going on you.
Don't worry about it.
I moved back in with my brother, but then my ex told my brother what happened. Brian tested me, half brother, and when it came up hot for THC, he kicked me out. So I guess
Mm.
Courtney was smoking a little bit of the
Ganja.
devil's lettuce. while on
sounds like it did have
hiatus.
something, maybe.
Thus began a period of couch surfing until my brother agreed to help me with my savings and getting an apartment as long as I got a job and stayed in school. I feel like Brian is kind of trying to do what's best as much as he knows how.
Yeah.
You know? Like it is like
Yeah.
super harsh, but I feel like he's actually trying to like help Courtney.
Like it's what he thinks is
yeah.
best given his past record up to now.
Yeah. This feels
Yeah.
like he feels like it's like tough love, you know?
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
In addition, he asked for a matching amount to invest in his business adventures, returning what was borrowed with interest. Red
Oh,
flag.
I knew it. I knew that was about to
There's the
happen.
butt.
There's the big old butt.
And it ain't damn.
Dude, I have been deadlifting. I'm so glad you've noticed. Yeah, so I guess what he's like borrowing the money OP
Mhm.
has from the inheritance for his business ventures, which maybe is just the blackjack table.
Imagine cannabis empire,
Mm,
and he's the big
In
hypocrite.
Arizona.
yeah. Or Uber for crows.
That could work. Hey,
Or-
listen, there's one on our roof right now that needs a ride
That needs a ride.
away from our skylight.
Airbnb for
Dolphins.
dolphins.
Dude, where are they going to stay?
Or toilets. Airbnb for toilets. You know? All
That's
right.
actually a good
Let me
idea.
tell you. Let me
No,
tell you.
AI
Public
robot.
toilets, so hard to find. What if you could pay a premium to poop in the best toilets in your city?
You're an Get the out of here.
I
Best
legitimately
views.
would use that. Would you? If
I would
they,
use
if
that.
they were, if imagine.
You're talking to a guy that pisses outside.
Listen.
For
Anywhere you go, Sophia.
Yes.
Anywhere you go,
Anywhere I go.
there's like you just get off the interstate, whatever. Boom, there's a house right there. You can use the bathroom for
Oh
$1.
my God.
$2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, like someone lives there?
Yeah. They're renting out their toilet for
Dude.
5 minutes.
Wait,
Just
but
go
do
to
they do
Buc-ee's.
that thing that like fancy bathrooms do where like they spray
Yeah, they have a vent.
perfume?
They spray.
If you do the plus, if you do
Oh.
premium.
If you get the
okay.
subscription model.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready to give up your inheritance and invest in this idea right now?
Put in the comments
Sharks,
below.
I'm giving you 15% for all your
A
inheritance.
deal, if you ask me.
A deal, a steal of a deal.
I'm out.
You know, Sophia, I had a fun little trip after we went to Paris.
Yeah.
Me and my girlfriend had our little 4th anniversary.
So cute.
It was great, but you know, one thing did suffer in particular.
What?
That was my knees.
No.
I had what I called a knee melon when I landed.
I'm not familiar.
So when my rickety knees are pushed to the brink and fly for 15 hours, it just turns into a melon.
Coagulates.
It just inflates to the point where it's like a small melon, you know,
Yeah.
on my knee. I don't need to go to a farmer's market or anything.
No, you've got one homegrown.
It's ready to go. But as you can imagine, I can't walk.
Yes, I could imagine, and also witnessed.
Knee melons are not great for movement. So, you know, when I landed in LAX, I was like, I have this knee melon. There's one place I have to go. You know where that was, Sophia?
What place?
ZocDoc! ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare highly rated in-network doctors near you.
And instantly book appointments with them online.
And these doctors all have verified reviews from actual real patients.
We're talking about booking appointments with tens of thousands of top-rated, patient-reviewed, credible doctors and specialists.
And Sophia, you can filter for ones that take your insurance.
And treat basically any condition you're searching for.
And the typical wait time to see a doctor book on ZocDoc is just between 24 and 72 hours.
Sometimes even same day.
Guys, I use ZocDoc. We use ZocDoc. You should freaking use it.
Go to ZocDoc.com/OKOP and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today.
That's ZocDoc.com/OKOP, ZocDoc.com/OKOP. Let's get back to the show.
Originally, I thought that sounded great. I got my first apartment and a new job until out of nowhere, I was being evicted for not paying rent and fired at my job.
Oh.
And once again, I was flung into a cycle of couch surfing and homeless youth programs.
Dang.
Wait, what happened?
I'm gonna guess it was like the brother handling it.
I feel like we're missing something because it was like, sounded great. First job, first apartment, and then out of nowhere getting evicted for not paying rent? Courtney, what happened?
He said he was going to pay for a year of rent, and I was working, and before I got fired from my job, I was served eviction papers.
Oh, because you thought he was paying,
It's covered,
but he
for a
wasn't
year.
paying.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. Eventually, I was able to complete my GE, start college life, and reconnect with my family, But all the while, I was still trying to get access to my inheritance.
Good brother went bad.
And we have an update. We have an update on this, but we have 2 more stories to get through
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
before we get into that update. But right now, it's not looking good for Courtney to get
It's
that
not.
inheritance.
Couch surfing, no money,
It's like, well,
fired.
if it's, I'm guessing
And
it's like
Brian's maybe taking it.
he's taken it. He's already spent it on something. So
Yeah.
that's going to be my guess as of right now. And if he indeed has already spent it, the lengths at which you're trying to go to get it back or like sue him for it or whatever.
I mean, like I guess you would just have to like take the pitch deck he spent 150 grand on and pitch Uber for toilets to investor.
you just got to carry it out.
You just gotta
see it through.
carry the mantle. That's the only path forward.
Yeah.
Path forward is through.
Is out.
Is
some would
out.
say.
Is
Through
out
the door to the toilet.
to the toilet. Yeah, it's not looking good. I would love to know what everyone in the chat thinks. Do you think Courtney is going to be able to keep this inheritance and get access to it? We'll find out soon in the update. But before we get into the update, we're going to get into this next story.
4 people left me a total of $66,000, but my mom is stealing it.
Get your hands off, mama.
Well, I, female 23, found out that I was set to receive an inheritance a couple of years ago after 4 people in my life passed away, aka the inheritance lottery.
Oh my
Inheritance
goodness.
bingo.
Golly.
It's a very sad bingo.
Truly the most sad bingo. there is.
Nobody
wanna
wins.
play-
Yeah,
nobody
wins except your bank account.
Except
your bank account's the only winner.
But you're crying
Yeah.
on the inside and the outside. I'm sorry, OP.
300s.
So first, my Nini, dad's mom, passed away in 2020. Then my dad
Oh.
passed away in 2021. My
Oh.
grandma in 2023, and finally my grandpa in 2024.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh,
At least 2022 there was a break.
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh.
1 year of respite.
No.
No?
No.
Bella, no.
What happened in 2022?
My cousin Andrew died,
Oh my gosh.
but he was an inheritance one, so I didn't put him. There was like 3 other people that died during those years.
That is a
my gosh.
string
A
of
lot of grief.
That's a lot of grief.
Hope
Sorry, Bella. That
2025's all
sucks.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So my relationship with all of them was good, despite my succubus. My
Succubus?
succubus of a mother? No.
Is it like a succubus,
an
like an
S-
Egyptian freaking?
This is an SAT word I'm unfamiliar with.
Oh.
Isn't it? Is it an Egyptian thing?
If you'd like.
Is that like a beetle?
It's like a female demon.
Yeah.
A female demon.
Oh, I have no idea what that means.
But I was especially close to my Nini and my dad, who I considered my entire support system. By the way, this comes from Bella on the r/OK storytime subreddit. So my Nini was the first to go. She died at the beginning of this mess I call my young adult life, and it caused a ruckus. I was her caretaker during those first few weeks of quarantine, as hospice workers were not allowed to help at the time. Dude,
Right,
I mean,
COVID.
cannot even imagine.
Dang, that
Cannot
sucks.
even imagine.
I love how Bella's calling like a worldwide pandemic a ruckus.
Oh, this was it was
This is the
Succubus,
maximum ruckus.
it was the maximum ruckus.
Max ruckus.
Max ruckus.
Yeah.
Now-
Max rucks are us.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, how many else's you got
Would
left?
you like to share with the class?
Yeah. I'll think of one.
There we go.
Okay,
And I'll
there we
just
go.
interrupt.
Report back later.
Beautiful.
Now, none of the adults in my life were being adults. My uncle was hiding the toilet paper. Gotta love it.
Oh no.
Remember that. My mom was fighting my uncle after he called her a dirty Mexican, but that's neither here nor there because they're friends now.
Oh, cool.
All right.
You know, sometimes friends have cute pet names for each other, you know?
Is that what you call your friends?
No. No.
Got him. They're narcissists, so I guess it's okay. This resulted in my dad fighting my uncle, my mom fleeing the house, and me still staying to take care of my dying grandma. Once again, OP is the saint. OP is the saint.
Yeah.
OP is the saint. The final storm that spring made.
That spring.
The final
sprung?
storm. Thank you.
Oh, that's spring made.
Yeah.
No. That spring made. Sorry,
yeah.
comma.
Thank you, Sophia. The first storm that spring. Damn it.
Emphasis on
Damn it,
that.
I got it. The first storm that spring made things even worse. Nailed it.
He can read.
I read for
Let's
I read
go,
for a living.
John.
Thank
He's
you.
a pro.
As my dad and siblings left to fend for themselves while I stayed to take care of Nini, going on 2 to 3 hours of sleep per day. Then the power went out.
Oh, no.
Including my Nini's oxygen and inflatable hospital bed.
Oh my
No.
gosh.
Which I mean, oxygen, obviously, but even the hospital bed, like bed sores, comfort, like
Ooh.
just like, oh my God. But who better to handle that than a freshly 18-year-old?
Oh my
Welcome to
God.
adulthood.
Oh my, apparently.
Yeah.
Gosh.
This is the
You thought
worst
it was gonna
adult
be fun?
present ever.
You thought it was
I
gonna be
I'm gonna
fun.
go out and have independence. Meanwhile, she's here being a saint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While everyone else is running. The
Trying
only
to
adult
pump
here.
up the inflatable bed while it's just slowly deflating.
Dude, come on. When she eventually passed, that was the first death that I received money from. Inheritance.
Okay.
We're back to it.
We're back.
We're back to it.
Oh, geez, that sucks. See,
So-
like inheritance is the most bittersweet thing ever.
Right?
More bitter. It's just bitter.
Yeah. High
Get
key.
slapped with just money after sadness.
Yeah.
Oh.
Depending. So, after we read the will, I found out that I got $800 in her car and my mom got $3,000.
Okay.
Mm.
If you ask me, OP should have gotten $3,000, but hey.
Yeah.
that's
You got the
saint
car.
tax.
Got the car. Got the
Saint
car.
tax.
Got the
They got the car. After my mom's parents passed, I got nothing from them monetarily. Materially, I got a good chunk of jewelry, a statue, okay,
Sick.
and a picture of them to keep.
What's the statue? Like a little David?
You got it on you?
Yeah. You got that statue.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
we have it. We have it.
I knew it.
No way. It's right there.
Oh, wow.
What is that? Wait. Or
Enhanced video.
Yeah.
enhance.
It's a woman
It's a woman.
holding flowers.
Is it
Oh, there
carved
we
out
go,
of
yeah.
wood?
It was like my favorite thing when I was a kid.
Oh, that's
Aw.
cute. That's awesome.
That's adorable.
Okay.
It's like a woman like in a wedding dress holding flowers.
Oh, wow.
That's cute.
I like that.
Wait.
I like that. But my mom got a third of their assets: house, bank accounts, social security, retirement, and more.
And OP, like Bella didn't get anything.
Good chunk
No.
of jewelry, a statue.
I mean, well, like,
and a
well, yeah,
picture.
she got, but she didn't get any of the assets.
She didn't get
of
like a
that
third.
stuff.
None of that
Yeah.
stuff.
None of the bank accounts, the house, the social security, the retire. That's a lot.
Bella did everything.
That everything. But it got trickier when my dad got sick. I, a barely still 19-year-old, had to take care of him while he withered away from Rona. My mom only made it worse when she found out and cheated on him.
Oh.
So he found out that she was cheating on him because she would like openly go out in the middle of the night and she was meeting people on Tinder.
Wow.
Does he know now?
He's-
My dad?
No. The brother.
My brother knew first. Or no.
No, I see now. Okay, now that was a weird question that I asked. Okay, sorry, keep going. Oh my God.
Reading comprehension. We got it, baby.
Brother's like, take out the Ouija board.
Zachy, please cut this out.
No, Zach, keep it in.
No. When he died, I got a couple of shirts and some of my old Nini's knickknacks, but he didn't really have a will.
Wait, could you explain it to me one more time, John, as you understand it?
Yes. So basically, she the mom was running around cheating, right? It was
brother
kind
knew.
of an open secret. The brother knew,
She
but
knew.
didn't want to tell to
The dad, because the dad
To
is
keep
like
the peace.
is like really sick with
yeah.
Corona.
So kept it for no. Okay.
Bella,
Please
explain
correct
it
me,
again.
Please.
Explain it again.
I'm so sorry.
So my Nini died.
Yeah.
She was cheating on him a couple years before that. My sister found out. She never told us. Then my brother found out and he told me, but he didn't want to get swept up in the mess while I was at LSU. My dad died like the day after I sent Christian off to college. So I never got to tell him, but my brother said he knew.
Ah, I
Dang.
see. We're at 100%.
Thank you, Bella.
I appreciate
Okay,
it.
now John, go.
So what happened?
So, TLDR, a few years before Nini passed away, the mom was cheating. Sister found out, never told anyone. Brother found out, told OP, and they were like, "Hey, let's not tell them." Wow, because he was still living at home. He wanted to, go off to college
And not be swept
and
away
not be
in the
swept
madness.
up in the mess. And then literally the day after she sends him off to college, the father passes away, but learns from the brother that he did actually know without
Yeah.
them being the one to break.
Oh, thank God.
Thank you, Bella.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Thank you for being patient
Your
with
boy
us.
is trying.
Thank you
Okay.
guys.
So When he died, I got a couple of shirts and some of my old Nini's knickknacks, but he didn't have a will, so the government gave everything to my mom. He had wanted me to have some of his heirlooms, a side table from Nini, and a quarter of the business. But without the will to divvy up the money, my mom was able to sell that part of the business for $140,000. Wow.
So, like, if Bella had maybe taken it over, she could have actually maybe done something with it
Yeah, like
to
kept
make
the
it
business.
worth more.
Yeah.
100%.
Because she was probably fire sailing
It's
that
not
thing.
even.
Yeah.
It's not even the. Yeah, and it's not even like the 140K in cash or anything like that. It's sitting there like this is a business.
Yeah.
That was someone paid $140,000 for it. So yeah, so probably could have made more. Could have
But at
so many
19,
things.
you don't even know. Someone handed me a business at 19.
Yeah. Now, she also received my dad's $55,000 in investments, my childhood home, and $20,000 from his life insurance, though she did have to go through probate for it. My half-sister's mom, Claire, tried to stake a claim, but lost. Now, while my mom promised that we would receive a share of the money, I noticed that she began spending outrageous amounts on unnecessary things because I had access to some of her accounts. She talked about finding a job and helping her family, but then bought a dog, toys for a dog, random Amazon things, and more unnecessary stuff for her kids. I want to know more about this dog.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Chihuahua.
Also,
Easy.
right now, that doesn't sound like a ton of money being spent. Like, how much is a dog toy?
But maybe it's the
It's
maybe
the amount.
It's
You
the,
get a
or the
subscription.
beginnings, right?
The
like
beginning?
if
Yeah.
you go from like imagine you never order DoorDash and then all of a sudden like DoorDash every day. Or DoorDash a few
But
times.
DoorDash every day is like, like that's like 30, 50 bucks per dash. Like a dog,
Yeah, but
a dog toy is like 10 bucks per.
but
toy.
you can get $3K a month in DoorDash if it's 30 a day, 50 a day, 5K.
But
a
you're
month.
saying we're buying a $10 dog toy every single day?
You got
My
100.
dog needs to play.
You got 100K in the bank. You can buy as many toys as you want for the dog.
That's crazy.
You got Blue Chew subscriptions. Wait, no, not Blue Chew. What's the what's the Chewy subscription?
It's very different.
Yeah, sorry. Chew and Chewy.
Dude, I'm
Unrelated.
loving Riley on this episode. Oh, but dogs and Blue Chew aside. So my brother and sister stayed out of it, and eventually we all decided to sign non-contests and give her everything my dad had left so she could support herself. So all in all, mom ended up
With the bag.
Got it.
with the bag on this one. Even though, in my opinion, she didn't deserve it, as I did all the work caring for our family. She did. I handled CPR, paramedics, talking to him about Nini while my mom cheated on him with multiple people. Don't
forget about the
that.
Tinder boys.
Don't forget that, dude. Got cheated and got the back. Oh,
Oh,
man.
Dang.
But even so, she got the money, the company, the side table,
not
important,
the side table.
and the rest of his things.
Side table to put all our side men on.
Her
There's
Blue
a lot.
her Blue Chew pills on.
Your Blue Chew.
for her side men.
She's getting the Blue Chew
She's driving and
subscription.
passing it around. No free sponsors. She even made sure to let me know that none of it was mine. Thanks, Mom. Then it even got worse. It got
How
worse,
so?
gentlemen. It got worse. When she kicked me out the day after my grandma died. Suddenly, I was scraping by, living in an apartment, and working all the time. Even the car I got from my Nini ended up totaled because of her. She collected the insurance money.
Oh my god.
What?
How is she getting this lucky with everything?
Dude, this is
She's-
the
she's-
evil luck is
Yeah.
This is like 250K right now.
Yeah,
She's
getting lucky
lucked up.
financially, romantically. No one deserves this much luck.
Mm-mm.
oh
Not someone like that.
dude. Since then, she's made a lot of promises that have gone unfulfilled. She promised to buy college rings for my brother and I that we hadn't received. Supposedly, she's going to get a job that she hasn't started applying for. Meanwhile, I'm a full-time substitute and full-time student paying for my tuition with grants, loans, and scholarships without my mom's help while she held on to the money that I wasn't sure I would ever see.
Oh. Oh.
Brings us to ask the question,
Mm.
will OP see this money? Because we are looking at 3 stories, one of them got the inheritance.
Yeah, she got it locked up.
The last one seemed unlikely.
It feels like she's got it locked up, dude.
Yeah.
And she's not trying to share. I mean, she's
Yeah.
gonna buy a lot of dog toys.
Dude, it might be, we might get like 250 squeakers.
Yep.
250,000
Squeakers
For the boys.
Oh, right.
for the boys.
Yeah, because she got Tindermen too, so she's gonna get buy
She's
toys
got
for them.
squeaky toys for the guys and the dogs.
Yeah.
What's the difference? They're all dogs.
One
Oh.
of them you can do stuff with. The other one you can't.
Thank you, Riley. Thank you.
Just to clarify.
Just to clarify. You know what?
But this is a world where anything could happen.
We
so.
needed that clarity. We needed that clarity. But do we feel that story 1 or story 2
Is more likely?
is more likely?
I feel like story 2 is less likely. So I feel like Bella has a worse shot because
Mhm.
at least Brian in story 1 with Courtney was like had
more helpful.
a history of being helpful and just suddenly like was not.
Yeah.
I feel like Bella's mom has a history of kind of not being that great.
But Bella does have access to some of her accounts, so she could get a little bit of it or figure it out.
That's true. She has a way in.
Ooh.
Yeah.
She has a way in. That's a good counterpoint.
Because I was just about to say with the first story there was an actual will bestowing it to OP, but which story 2 doesn't have. I
But
don't
yeah,
know.
but story 2 doesn't have. Because I feel like, all right, let's say Bella just logs in with the account and take the money. The mom could be like, "That's my money legally. I'm gonna sue you," and I feel like you wouldn't keep it. I feel like with
receipts.
Courtney though, she's actually entitled to that money.
Yeah.
And so I think there's there's more ways to go about that.
Honestly, I want to see what did we say earlier? Ruthless Saint. I want to see the ruthless side of Bella's
Bella.
Ruthless Saint and
True.
go for it.
She
and take
was
the money.
she was
That's
she
what I'm
was
hoping
taught
for.
to be ruthless,
right?
Maybe we're
Daddy
gonna see
taught her
that
well.
ruthlessness. But I know Courtney has the will. Courtney has the will, and with the will, there's a way. There's a way. But let's make our way to this third story.
Let's do it.
My parents promised me a huge inheritance that would make me rich, but the government refuses to give it to me.
Freaking government! Uncle Sam!
I am one of 3 siblings. My oldest sister, me, female 44. My older brother, male 42. And little old me, Shin, female 34. We were born and raised in Sweden, but my parents are originally from Kurdistan, Iraq, and immigrated with barely anything. As they both were from well-off educated families, they were able to go to university and study STEM fields they even later taught there. Also, this comes from Shin on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, as the situation in Kurdistan worsened, my dad had to flee to Sweden after his name was added to Saddam's hit list. What? Shin, that's crazy. 5 years later, my mom got the call to run, and she got out just in time. After arriving in Sweden, they began working in the food industry and built their businesses from scratch, which are now thriving today.
Nice. Congrats.
Dude, what badass.
The Swedish American dream.
The Swedish American
It's not even in America, Riley.
I know, but like the American dream, the Swedish American dream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any dream is American in Riley's eyes. If you have a dream, that's automatically
if it's a
American.
business venture, it has to.
Yes,
but-
it has
It has
to
to be.
When the situation in the Kurdish parts of northern Iraq became safe again, they returned to live and retire there. After the move, they informed my siblings and I that while they wanted us to inherit their several properties, cars, and assets, we couldn't because none of us were born in Kurdistan. Because a lot of those places, it's like, or a lot of places around the world, it's like if you're not born there, you can't inherit it.
Photoshop.
Yeah, Photoshop, that's all you need.
Honestly.
That's like in
Well, you Photoshop yourself like in Kurdistan? What is
Yeah.
what
dude.
is
Photoshop the
photoshopping?
documents. You Photoshop your birth certificate.
Okay.
Who's gonna check that?
Suddenly born in
Also,
Kurdistan.
Photoshop and a little bit of bribery, you
Yeah.
can get your inheritance.
I like it.
And a good smile?
Great ROI.
Yeah, come on. What can a
And a
good
Furman
smile
shake.
do? Meaning we're technically not registered as their children by the Iraqi government. So everything would be given to our closest male relative. If we wanted to get any of our inheritance, we had to prove that we were their children. And to do that, we had to go through the international bureaucracy from. The easiest thing would have been if all went through the process because male heirs automatically inherit 2/3 of everything and are in charge of distributing it to the others.
Nice.
Okay, so all can maybe get it. But that would mean he would have to get an Iraqi ID. After talking to him, he explained that that would complicate things for him with his job. So my sister, me, and I decided we would get the IDs and register our parents' will, especially because we didn't want our parents' stuff to go to my less than pleasant uncle. I feel like I have an ICU where it's just going to go to the less than pleasant uncle.
Yeah.
Like that's my conspiracy theory.
I think it's a pretty accurate ICU.
Yeah,
but then I also ICU the ICU of him dying, and then where does that money go?
Oh,
does he have a family?
Double
jeopardy.
Yeah, double jeopardy.
Double ICU.
Should we ask why?
I think it's too early.
The uncle is less than pleasant.
You should just read the next sentence.
Oh, okay. He's independently wealthy, but such a bad-tempered, smug cheapskate that he still refuses to grant his ex-wife a proper divorce because that would mean splitting the cost of their home during a bad time in the housing market. So began our hellish journey.
Ay, ay, ay.
Man is a ruthless businesswoman.
Also, there's a bad housing economy in Sweden. That's crazy.
I think it was Iraq.
Iraq? It's other place. No? Where's
no,
this
I think
bad?
you're right. I think in Sweden.
Sweden?
Can you use that breakdown?
So my uncle lives in Sweden. He raises kids here, is going through the divorce, refusing to let the house go because the housing market is shit. But she really wants a divorce, and I don't blame her at all.
Okay. So the housing market in Sweden is crap. He doesn't want to get rid of his house because the housing market is not good. And so he's not giving her the divorce. Can she not just divorce him? Why does she need permission in Sweden to divorce him or what?
So since it's jointly owned, any assets must be split fairly. In Sweden, we actually have proper laws when it comes to protection of your assets and stuff. So with him refusing, it makes it harder to actually sell the house.
Takes two to tango.
I see.
And to sell.
So first we had to get our birth certificates from the Swedish government translated into Arabic, a language neither of us speak, and notarized at the Iraqi embassy. It took 5 attempts to get the document signed, which included various incorrect forms and a man with a printer in his car outside the embassy building until we finally had what we needed. But the worst was yet to come.
This feels like a movie. The guy, the comedic relief of car guy, just hold on, let me go to my car.
I don't know. This feels like a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode, but in Iraq.
Yeah.
Or in Kurdistan. Me and I flew to Kurdistan to get our IDs. Both our parents, our uncle, who is more well-versed in legal lingo, my sister and I took a 3-hour car trip to be there when they opened in hopes of getting ahead of the crowds. But once we got there, we were informed that we couldn't bring any electronics with us. This was a huge problem because we had left our poor mother in the car in 104 Fahrenheit, 40 degrees Celsius weather with no way to contact her if we needed her for any documentation or to let her know how long it would take. We still argue about who had it worse.
Dude, pigeon messaging?
Yeah, you got to do carrier pigeon. That's the only way. That's
if
the only way.
You were there.
Yeah.
You call upon your brethren.
Also, I like that's the original PM. Everyone's talking about private message, but it's pigeon message. Inside the depressing concrete building awaited a sensory purgatory that involved having no idea what was being said to us, long periods of sitting on metal benches with no entertainment, and bored children crying and screaming around us. We had no concept of time because there wasn't a single clock anywhere, and the area near the bathroom smelled so bad that we held everything in, and the only hope for clean water was a little boy with a backpack full of drinks dramatically upselling it because everyone was so desperate. And that is an entrepreneur right there.
That's the Swedish-American dream.
That's the Swedish-American dream. Finally, we were taken through going from one room to another, facing zoned-out officials with old-school stamps who informed us that we were getting closer and closer to closing time.
Oh, no.
So they waited all this time. They're not going to even get the things that they need to get the inheritance. And it's going to all go to the uncle.
Oh.
By that point, we had spent 12 hours in legal limbo. And by what the officials we were speaking to were saying, it seemed unlikely we would ever get it. And of course, my uncle was still there, waiting to get his hands on that inheritance.
I feel like the uncle planned all of this.
Yeah, the uncle's like...
He told the guy, he bribed the guy to go to his car and print there.
Wait, what?
Different uncle.
Different uncle.
Oh, different uncle.
Oh, so you have a good
I'm
uncle?
also from a culture where, like, close relatives are just called uncles.
Yeah.
So good uncle is the one that's not direct relative, but your evil uncle is your direct relative.
Unfortunately, yes.
And of course, my evil uncle was still waiting to get his hands on the inheritance. This is the uncle that would stand to inherit 2/3 of everything.
Indeed.
Like he planned.
Like he planned.
The big chunk.
He always knew. But that is the end of that part of the story. There is an update.
Oh, yeah.
With all 3 of these stories, which we will get to very soon.
So is it easier to get your money from the government or your own
Iraqi
family member?
government or
your mom or your brother?
Usually I would not go with the government, but I don't know. This one seems like
crazy, but it feels like it's the clearest way through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
If you
clearest way
communicate
through.
everything.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because it's like how hard is it to just deal with Iraqi?
And
I guess it's probably
Shin,
hard.
can I ask you one question? Does your evil uncle have any children?
Yes.
Rats.
Okay, so now we're gonna go into the guessing portion of the show. So we have Bella, Courtney, and Shin.
Yep.
We're gonna try to guess who we think still has their inheritance. Riley.
Dude, Shin.
Yeah.
I'm going with
What's your
Shin right
reasoning?
now.
What's your reasoning?
Well, the mom with Bella doesn't seem like that. That's locked down. That one's gonna be. You're not gonna have any money left because the mom's spending it, and also with Courtney, the brother's already spending it. So like that's already gonna be like gone. But the Iraqi government is just hanging on to it, and Kurdistan,
This is so
and it's
funny.
just like waiting there, and I feel like that's a good chance. Once you get everything communicated,
Get
going
a
through the
couple
lines,
stamps, bing bang boom. You got
Boom.
your money.
Exactly. Like, what's another day in a government building
Yeah.
that smells like
You got a
horrible?
water boy giving you water, do a hella markup, but
Yep.
you know we love the entrepreneurial spirit. We love the
Swedish American
Iraqi
dream.
Swedish.
My vote is
American
for the
dream.
Swedish American dream.
John, what are you feeling?
Yeah, I think the fact that it seems like both the first 2 chunks of money, the first 2 inheritances, highly likely that they're just being, the money is flying out the door.
The brother spent it on his Airbnb for toilets business.
Yes.
So
wait.
Courtney,
Okay, there is kind of a relevant sentence for Shins that could go here that you should know. So we may have to put it in before, but Shin said that if they didn't get the money that day, the next time they could go was the following week, which is when their flight was.
So they're on a time crunch.
So they're on a
They
time
are
crunch.
very high. Whoa.
We still got time.
Whoa.
We still got time though.
We still got
I
time.
still vote for Shin.
I'm still voting for Shin.
I think so, but it does make for a great high stakes Iraqi Swedish American
Dream.
comedy.
Yeah.
Unless Bella and Courtney, can I see your wrist real quick?
What?
Your wrist? Let me see the wrist.
Looks like a smartwatch.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you're wearing Have You Been in Love hoodie?
Oh, that's so
No
good.
way.
Wow.
Let's go.
Let's go. I was looking for Rolexes.
That's
so
so sick. That's so sick.
no Rolexes on their wrist. So okay.
Well,
So
Bella said she doesn't wear those anymore.
Oh.
I said no one wears those
Oh,
anymore.
no one wears those.
okay. All right.
Trying to give us the old 1, 2 diddly do there.
I know Shin has one on, so I'm not going to ask her.
Okay. She's like, what are you talking about, Riley?
Oh.
Go ahead, Jen.
Go ahead.
I didn't even see a clock in this embassy.
Yeah, see, there's not even a clock, Riley, let alone a freaking rolly. God
right.
dang.
I'm also feeling Shin for right now.
Yeah.
And I know Sophia mentioned there's a time crunch, but I don't know. I feel like
The Kurdistan. It's just the Kurdistan government, right? Or the Iraqi government?
Kurdistan.
Kurdistan government.
Are we in Kurdistan or are we in Iraq?
Kurdistan, you needed Iraq.
I thought it was Iraqi.
So Kurdistan is a part of Iraq. It's sort of
Okay.
like a state.
Okay, cool. So we're both right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
But I'm technically more right.
But like, if we really think about it and we dig a layer deeper,
You
I'm
were
right,
kind of both wrong.
You know where I want to dig? Into this next story.
It's
All
the
right.
same story.
Into your cheek.
So now we're gonna go into the reveal. We're all locked in. We all think it's Shin. Now we're getting to the reveal. First story. My mom left me $150,000, but my brother took it to look after. Remember, the TLDR of this is after Courtney's mother's death, OP was sent to live with her dad. Then later, her older brother, Brian. She eventually discovered that her mom left her a sizable inheritance, which her dad controlled. Brian helped OP secure the funds, but the series of personal challenges arose and OP was kicked out. Down the line, Brian returns to ask to borrow from her savings for his business. Remember Airbnb for toilets?
I remember.
After which she faces more instability. Despite these setbacks, OP completed her education but continues to try to get her inheritance back. So now we're getting back into the thick of this story. All right. My brother Brian was driving me back to my place after a family dinner, and I eventually worked up the courage to ask how much is left in the savings account. This is, I feel like we're about to get our hearts broken, guys.
5K.
I didn't find out then, but eventually I discovered there was more than $150,000 of life insurance from the company my mom worked for that was paid out to her 3 children.
Cha-ching.
My father did in fact place my portion in a savings account, and it did build a little bit of interest by the time my brother started asking about it. I also learned that Brian blew his portion of the money on a boat and jet skis, which is like the classic thing to blow money on.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very Florida.
Yeah. With the jorts and flip flops.
It's not even It's not even Florida. We lived in Arizona.
Oh,
But
really?
we're
Wait,
Florida and
you were-
Arizona are cousins.
How
in
far
that
did he
sense.
have to drive to use that?
Yeah. There's lakes in Arizona.
Yeah. Was it just at the lake?
like 4 hours.
But once you get there, though,
Dude,
the
water.
jorts keep
my
you cool.
goodness.
Anyways.
Well, Danny bought a Banshee ATV and other dumb garage toys.
Mm.
What happened to my money? It's all gone.
no.
The night he drove me home, Brian informed me that there was nothing left.
Oh,
According to him, it was used to pay the entire year of rent, and that tapped out the funds, which made no sense. If Brian paid an entire year of rent, why was I evicted for not paying?
yeah,
Bingo.
dude.
He
Bingo.
tells me that he hadn't made any money from the business ventures either. I brought up all the agreements we had, but he gaslit me, talking about how expensive it was to raise me and how my father didn't help with child support. And I was shocked.
Oh.
Dang.
Took me a long time to get through that, and I struggled a lot, but eventually I got a new boyfriend who helped me get an apartment.
W.
I graduated cosmetology school and eventually found my current husband.
There we go.
For
Okay.
years, I wondered if I should pursue legal action against my brother, but ultimately, I decided that I didn't want to go through that long, complicated process. Brian got his karma eventually, though, when he was diagnosed with testicular cancer. He
Ruh-roh.
beat it, darn.
Wait, pause.
And when he started a Mary Jane business, Hypocritical, which failed.
I was right. I was literally right.
He did call that.
Oh,
He
yeah.
almost got arrested, and everyone in his life abandoned him, especially after he tried to take my brother Danny's assets too. And I'm finally doing great.
Wow.
So
Love to hear that.
love to hear that. The inheritance got stolen, but not your life. Seize the life
We
back.
like
She's
that.
alive.
Car paid those DMs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dang.
Wow.
I'm just glad that my guess was right.
Yeah.
That wasn't even a real guess.
What that Brian was
He
actually
was
going to
going to
sell
try
the
to
weed.
create a
You did call it.
weed empire.
Zachy, do the flashback.
I called it. Imagine cannabis empire.
All right. So Courtney is out of the running for keeping the inheritance,
Wow.
All right.
but we still got Bella and Shin.
You guys want to change it?
I'm still locking in Shin. You gonna change
I'm
it?
locked in on Shin.
I'm
Me
locked
too.
in on
Locked
Shin.
in on Shin.
Let us
Me
know.
too.
But we also still don't know what like how Shin actually got the money. Like the bureaucracy of Iraq is probably crazy. So
First time.
maybe we'll see right now.
I believe in the Swedish, Kurdish, Iraqi, American, Italian dream.
Yep.
Sue me if you want.
Sue me, but don't, because
Please.
that's not part of that dream.
Nope. 4 people left me a total of $66,000, but my mom won't let me have it. So TLDR, after losing Nini, dad, grandma, and grandpa, OP faces inheritance issues and family conflict. While she received some money from her Nini, her mother claimed OP's dad's money after his death. OP noticed the mom spending frivolously despite promises to
All
share
those dog toys.
all those dog toys. That's a lot of squeakers, okay? Despite her promises to share the inheritance and support her children, eventually, OP's mom kicked her out, leaving her struggling financially while her mom lived comfortably.
All right, let's see what happened with Bella. Did Bella keep the money?
In the end, I'm not sure I blew all of my inheritance. I invested my $800 from my Nini into a piece of a tech share, like part of a tech stock.
Nice.
I got some very decorative things that turned out to be very expensive from my grandparents. I signed a paper that guaranteed me a third of my mom's inheritance.
What's left of it?
Okay.
Through what's left of it. But
So, but maybe Bella actually
in a very
gets it.
roundabout way.
Yeah.
She does have a $250K life insurance policy on her right now.
To win for life?
Wait, so you have a
Yeah.
Like-
so
like-
when she dies,
There's no
we
age limit.
each get a third of that.
okay. Oh, so you get a third of her life insurance policy.
And
Yeah, she put a $250,000 out on all of us,
Oh wow.
including herself.
You know how much I got?
sounds like a hit. What?
$1 million.
You have $1 million life insurance policy?
You know who's going to?
Who?
My mom.
Aw.
I like
Dang, that's nice.
That's cute.
My
Right?
mom hates me.
I was like, couldn't relate. Couldn't relate. Oh, man.
Probably
So,
should tell her that.
and the last time I checked, my dad's investments were untouched. Bill, I have one more quick question. So you would receive a third of that life insurance policy and all of her assets as well, in addition to that?
And whatever's left.
And
yeah.
whatever's left.
Okay.
Because we legally signed a document and I read it over before I signed it to
Well-
make sure I was entitled to a third.
There we
Okay.
go. Always
Okay.
read your
Me,
contract.
to be fair, how it works in my family, like I do love my mom kind of, but like my Nini was my mom.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah.
That makes
So like her and my dad, like my dad would accidentally call me her daughter.
Your mom was just the factory manufacturer.
Yeah, she loved my brother. She wanted me to be a boy and I wasn't.
Dang.
And she loved my brother, and then she loved my sister because my sister acted just like her at the time.
Class.
But you had Nini.
Tragic.
But you had Nini.
I had Nini, though.
Yeah.
I had Nini, though.
And Nini rocked.
So, by the way, this comes from Bella on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I do know that my mom spent that $140,000 she got.
What?
Like I said, a lot of squeaker toys.
$140,000. How?
And here you, these squeakers get expensive. I am telling you. I am telling you.
Oh my goodness.
Organic, homegrown squeakers.
Yeah, dude. People do spend a lot on their dogs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So in 3K increments each month. She even cried to me that when she got the last one, saying it felt like he was gone all over again.
When his money was gone? Oh,
Oh my
God. Cry me a
gosh.
river.
Because
Get out.
in her mind, he was only there to provide for her.
Yeah.
Then the down payment on my sister's dress was another $1,500. The dog she bought, $1,500.
Wait, the down payment on a dress?
A wedding dress.
Down payment on the dress was $1,500?
That's not bad.
Listen, have you heard about these dresses?
This
That's
is
not bad.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's
1,500?
not bad.
Wait, she
Oh,
says
wait,
it's not that bad.
10K wedding dresses. There are people out here buying 10K wedding dresses. My
Yeah, dude.
sister's was 2,500.
Oh, Sam didn't get
Oh,
to
yeah.
watch TV growing up. He doesn't know what say yes to the dresses.
Oh, lol. No, my sister bought from a local shop, so it was actually a very cheap option. My mom didn't have to pay for her, and I don't think it's in there, but she did buy both of our college rings, apparently.
Oh,
both
okay.
$1,500.
That
Are you wearing
was
it?
in the
I got
first
confirmation
one.
of that. I got confirmation of that like a day or two ago.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay,
This
that's
just
new.
in.
Okay.
Breaking news on OK Story Time.
Yeah, so that means like in total she's spent like 6K
It all tracks.
just in like
So
the past.
the stuff that she bought for the dog was even more. She bought a new bed, new paint, new furnishings for her room, the dog's room, a new fridge, new AC, new pipes. She bought new clothes, new craft supplies, and new cars that were all carelessly inspected.
Stop.
Then she charged my sister rent. Not enough money. And tried to charge me rent, though I pushed back. That's right.
Because you got the brains of the family.
A ruthless saint coming in clutch.
Wow.
Now I live in my apartment with my roommate while my mom lives alone. Got him.
With their dog.
With the dog, yeah. With the dog. And
Don't
like
forget about the dog.
Yeah.
And
with
that
her
dog loves Bella's mom.
Oh, yeah. She's got a golden
that dog
throne.
Is hampered.
Oh, yes.
No?
No?
What?
How can it be? Oh, my
Wait, tell us
God.
more.
My mom, I trained all the dogs in my house. My mom doesn't take care of dogs. She sells them on Facebook after they get boring.
Oh,
my God.
That's
so,
probably worse than spending all the money.
No,
Yeah.
I remember she sold my dog Aggie, like, as soon as I trained her and got attached to her. Like, she does not. And this dog, like, never gets played with, and you can tell.
Oh, my God.
And my mom is paying for training things for her.
Your mom
so
is a
that she doesn't
special
have to
lady.
Thanks.
Very special.
This is me at 23.
Wow, dude.
So, having driven all of her children away, I think she's probably wiped out her funds and most of mine, seeing as she's trying to find a job now. She even ended up in the hospital and almost died twice since, but no one has visited her. There was a time I felt bad. You reap what you sow. Needless to say, my mom blew it in multiple ways. Unfortunately, I was set to inherit $66,000. But by the time she passes, it will probably be far, far less. However, I got a lot more than I lost. RIP my Nini's car. I will miss her. And the last thing she gave me.
But
Dang, Bella.
the mom's going to be worth $83K whenever she goes the third time around. That was so dark. Because it's a $250K
When she dies, that's when I'm actually gonna, like,
cash out.
okay,
Right.
because-
$83K. She's going to get $20K more.
Right.
I'm sorry
True.
that we're like looking at people and like how much they're worth. This is terrible, but that
No, it's
you
fine because I really didn't look at it that way until she stole my Nini's side table, and I was like, "You bitch," because
the side
my
table.
Nini's side table is an heirloom,
oh,
and it was supposed to go to me.
is it still
But
around?
No, it's sold.
It is still around. It's still in her house,
Oh.
but it was supposed to go to me, and I was supposed to pay to repair it and keep it in the family. Because my dad got it because he was the only one that wouldn't sell it.
Oh.
And then I was supposed to get it
Wait, how far away does your
because
mom
I
live?
was the only one who wouldn't sell it.
Yeah, heist. Do a heist.
Yeah, how far away does your mom live?
She lives 5 minutes away from me. And
Heist. But we have one final resolution
Mm-hmm.
No
to
way.
see what happened with Shin, who I think maybe got the inheritance.
The
Could be.
Swedish American dream.
The Swedish American dream may still be alive.
Let's find out.
Let's find out. My parents promised me a huge inheritance, but the government refuses to give it to me. If you remember, TLDR, OP, Shin, and her sister Me, born in Sweden to Kurdish parents, faced complex bureaucracy to secure their inheritance in Kurdistan despite their parents' wishes for them to inherit properties and assets. They are not registered as their parents' children by the Iraqi government. Me and OP embark on a long, grueling process to obtain Iraqi IDs involving multiple translation issues, embassy visits, and a difficult trip to Kurdistan. They were forced to endure 12 hours in a frustrating bureaucratic process. Let's get in to see what actually happened. So I was beginning to think it may have been better to denounce my parents and be the ghost of their daughter in the legal system. But if we didn't get the IDs that day, the next chance was a week later after our flight home. However, just as closing time was rounding the corner, we finally got our IDs.
Whoa!
Let's go.
We had survived barely, but when we finally got our cards, we noticed that all our names were misspelled.
No!
A major panic attack and a full day spent calling less than helpful automated phone services. We eventually found out It's still valid.
Okay, we're back.
Okay.
We're back.
Okay.
Now my sister, me, and I can inherit our parents' assets and properties and share them with our brother when the time comes. Though because of our suffering, we have informed him that we're taking the summer house as compensation. And he agreed.
There we go.
There we go. That's called negotiation.
Yeah, one hot day and 1 day of hot weather, hot days at the summer house. for life.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good.
go.
Exactly.
Wow.
I'll trade that any day. Shin, how does it feel to have that all squared away?
I am so relieved. I still have PTSD from that building, but I'm in therapy, so that's great.
Yeah, there we go.
And you can
That's a
afford it
win.
with the inheritance.
One question: do they have a clock?
In my
therapy.
parents' place, yes. We have
Sweet,
several
sweet.
clocks. We can afford clocks.
They got
Time
that
is
clock
back.
money and that chicken money.
Dude, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, actually,
You guys actually have chicken.
literally chicken money,
Yeah.
because we have a chicken coop at the summer house.
Oh, wow.
No way.
That's
Yeah,
Dude.
with 2 roosters called Kentucky and Fried Chicken.
The American dream.
The American dream! Riley wasn't wrong, guys. You thought it was a ruse, but
Oh
no.
my gosh. Well, let us know which story you liked most. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. These are OK Storytime brethren, OK family, so they might be responding in the comments. So ask your questions. With that, I think that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Woo!
So if you love us, make sure to subscribe. We love you, and see you tomorrow.